Good afternoon, handsome. How are you doing today? In this video, we're going to be talking about a more dark and intimate topic. So, are you ready? Strap in, let's go. You can be angry, but never, ever, ever be sad. So, you can be angry, right? You can hate yourself, the way you live, you can hate your life, you can hate the world. But one thing you can never, ever do is be sad and just lie there and say, like, I'm hopeless, okay? I can't get anywhere, I'm a worthless piece of shit. Because one thing I learned is that, like, as much as people like demonize anger, right? Anger is still like the feeling of anger is still like a form of energy. You're still feeling something when you're angry. You're like, oh, I hate my life so much. And this sort of energy, right? A lot of people, they channel it into bad things. They use it to like, hurt other people. So obviously, quick disclaimer, right? This only applies if you're mad at yourself and the way you've been living. If you're mad at someone else, you have like problems. You go fix those. But this only applies to if a certain type of people, okay? So this video is for people who want to change their lives, but they can't because they're stuck in the self-improvement depression. I have a whole video on that. And they hate their lives. So that's the specific type of anger I'm talking about. So the type of anger where you hate yourself and you hate the life you've been living and you hate the fact that you try and change, but you don't actually make any progress. Anger can invite improvement. So you can use anger to improve yourself. And I know this might sound like a little weird, right? But this is how you do it. The way you do it is like I said, we established that anger is energy, right? You use this energy and you redirect it in a way that's like positive for your self-improvement. You adopt sort of like a desperation mentality. I'll talk about it a little more. Basically, how you go is you say like, I hate my life so much. I'm so pissed off. I have to like change my life. Like I actually have to. I can't keep living this like miserable life. That's sort of the energy you want to have. And if you frame your anger like that, you'll like move up. You're going to be like using your anger and your energy that it comes with for something positive. But the thing is, like, a lot of people, after a while, their anger turns to sadness, okay? So, and sadness is the real demon. Like, sadness is like the actual killer. So it's not anger that's the worst, it's sadness. Sadness is basically like throwing in the towel, right? Like, sadness is like taking the towel, you throw it in the ring, and you admit that, like, I lost, I suck, and I don't want to do anything. Anger can invite improvement. You can use the energy that you get from, like, hating yourself and hating your life to, like, push yourself forward, right? Sort of like a sink or swim mentality. But if you're sad, that's like the same thing as throwing in the towel, right? If you're sad, there's no energy that comes with it. If you're sad, there's no like way you can spin it in a good thing. If you're sad and you're hopeless, you're just like, oh, I'm so miserable. Why am I so miserable? You just like accept this. It's like sort of just like laying down and taking it. Whereas like anger, you can redirect that to like get yourself back up. Sadness is sort of just like sitting down and just like taking it like a good little boy. Like you're just like throwing in the towel. So when I was in the shits, like about 2 years ago-ish, a year and a half, so I don't know if you like know my story or something. Like I was playing badminton, right? And I was cock deep in the self-improvement depression. So every single day I tried to improve myself and quit my bad habits, like my video games and my scrolling. But every single day I always like failed to do that because I didn't have enough willpower. And that caused me like a lot of pain and like struggles because I was like, oh, why can't I do better? And then also with badminton, it was like, I wasn't playing as good as I had because I had some like mental blockers. So I didn't play very consistently. So I always played pretty bad. And that was also like making me very sad and angry, right? When I was in the stage of my life, I felt so much anger. I was like, oh, fuck. I need to change my life. I fucking hate my life and shit. So this is super important to me because like a year and a half ago, like, I don't know if you know, but like I played badminton, right? And when I played badminton, I always wanted to be better than other people. I want to play better than other people. But I was like kind of inconsistent. Like I played good some days, I played bad some days. And then I'd also like train super hard, but I'd never really like get anywhere. So that caused like a lot of anger in me for badminton. It was like, oh, why can't I be better? Oh, I need to be like better than this person in badminton. Here's the thing. When I played badminton and I was angry at myself, I was like, fuck, I'm playing so bad, I gotta get better. Or like, fuck, I just lost to this person I shouldn't have lost to. Like, oh my God, I'm so mad that I lost to this person. That was good for me because maybe it's because I have a growth mindset. I don't know. But when I felt that anger, I used that to like train harder. So when I train hard, I would be thinking about like the anger I felt when I lost that person. I'd be like, okay, I need to run faster so I make sure that never happens again. Oh, I'm so mad. I got to get better, right? Because if I don't get better, I'm going to keep losing this. I'm going to keep facing the anger. So you can see how like in this situation, like when I was mad, it was actually really good for me. I used it to push myself harder and to um sort of have like this goal to achieve to like beat other people. But when I was like playing badminton and I got sad, right? So let's say I lost to someone. So this also happened to me, right? Like I'd lose to someone and I'd be like, oh, why can't I play better? I'm so hopeless. I always play this bad. I'm so miserable. When I was like that, I didn't train harder. I trained worse. Like I would just like go home and I'd like cry in my pillow or something instead of like continuously training. So you could see how like the sadness did not help me at all, but the anger, I used that energy, redirected it, and it ended up being like a really positive thing. Despite like what many people think, like, oh, anger is bad. You know, you never want to be angry. You want to be a calm person and shit. But the anger like really helped me to like push myself harder and train harder so I didn't have to deal with this again and I could play better. Whereas the sadness, I basically just threw in the towel. I just sat there. I was like, oh, I can never play good anyways. I might as well just like quit or something. And I just like sit in my room and I'd like cry. So the mentality I want you to have is something I like to call the desperation mentality. So I coined this, but the idea is not from me. Like it's been swimming around in the self-improvement space for a while. But it's basically when you're super miserable. So you hate your life. You like hate your life and you want to change so badly. But you can't. But then you sort of like adopt the desperation mentality, which is like if it's like a sink or swim, do or die type mentality. It's like if I don't succeed, I might as well kill myself. And I know this sounds like super harsh. It's you're thinking like, what? That's crazy, right? And it sounds super harsh. It sounds super bad. But like this is something I repeated to myself like multiple times when I was like in the shits. I literally repeated myself multiple times like, okay, if I don't change my life and I keep just like every single day scrolling and playing video games and then like underperforming in badminton, and then I try and change, but then I don't change, and then the next day it's the same for like years and years and years. If I can't change this, I might as well kill myself. And it sounds so bad, but like I don't really know how to describe it. It gives you like this really like sort of like the way I want to describe it is like you realize that you can't go any further down. The only direction you can go is up. And that's sort of like, it's like weird, right? Like it's weird that you think you acknowledge the fact that you're at the bottom, but somehow that gives you motivation, but it does. You get sort of like this dark energy. Okay, that sounds super cringe, but like it is kind of like a good way of describing it. You get this like really like dark, like fuck me. If I don't succeed, like I might as well kill myself because I'd be worthless. This sort of like really like dark energy, like for some reason it like pushes you and it motivates you. It's like, okay, fuck, I do have to change. Like I have to get better. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like the idioms like, you know, sink or swim, do or die. Like those are like very perfect analogies for what this sort of mentality is. Like you either do it or you die. You know, you either swim or you sink. So it's sort of like, I don't know, it's weird. It forces you to be productive and to change your life and to live how you would like to live. But like it all stems from having a growth mindset. If you don't have a growth mindset, your anger is just gonna like fester in you. You're just gonna feel angry. So you actually need to like purposefully channel your anger into doing something better, right? You gotta have like stuff to channel your anger into, because if you don't channel it, it does sit there and it does like hurt you, right? So it's not good to be angry if you're not using your anger for anything. Something that I did that really helped me like channel my anger is I envisioned myself as like Ivan like 1.0. So you know, like robots in like media or something, the 2.0 is like the better version, like the upgraded version. So I saw my current self, like my current situation, the me who I was, as Ivan like 1.0, like the original model, right? Like the faulty model, like the prototype. And the version of myself, like the personality and the like the discipline I want to have, was like Ivan 2.0. So Ivan 2.0 was like this magnificent human being. He was like super disciplined. He got a bunch of work done. He was really like had a good mentality, like successful in badminton, yada yada, all these other good things. So Ivan 2.0 was everything I wanted to be. Ivan 1.0 was everything I didn't want to be. And basically I channeled all my anger towards Ivan 1.0. So I was like, I don't want to be Ivan, like the Ivan I am right now. I want to be Ivan 2.0. I want to be like the better version of myself. I hate this like prototype version of myself that doesn't have, you know, any discipline or any control over his life. He's just like a slave to his instincts and his like urges, and he can't like resist playing video games for fucking like 20 minutes. Like I was so addicted to like Roblox and shit. And this is just like one way you can like sort of like direct your anger, so it's not just like, you know, just like floating around, just like festering in your body. it's sort of like, you know, hating this weak version of yourself so much, this 1.0 version of yourself. You hate this weak version of yourself so much that you like stop identifying with it, and then you change yourself into the better version of yourself. So that's sort of like the mentality I adopted that helped me get out of like the self-improvement depression, so I could like be better. Obviously now I don't have this mentality, because right now it's like I'm chilling. I have like a decent control over my day, right? Like I don't procrastinate all the time. Obviously, you know, I'm still working on some things, you know, no one's perfect. The good thing is this mentality never really exhausts. Like it always does work, because you can always be better, like be a better version of yourself. But it becomes like exponentially less effective the better your life is, because like the whole idea of it is that you hate your life so much, you're like such a gooner, like a fucking like gonk, and you're like a monkey who just listens to the urges all the time, that you absolutely like have to improve. And if you don't improve, you might as well die. Like the less gooner you are, the less like retarded monkey you are, obviously the less this mentality is going to work for you, because if you're doing better, you'll have less of this like I hate myself energy. Because how could you hate, like for example me, I'm doing like decently, right? Like I don't want to say I'm doing fantastically, but I'm doing decently. I can't hate myself as much as I do as when I was like gooning all day and just playing video games and scrolling, and I'm being mad at myself for playing poorly in badminton. So just like know this, right? Like this mentality is eventually going to like run its course, and you should probably switch to other ones. So yeah, that's basically the end of the video. I do not think I explained this concept super well, bro. I'm sorry, but hopefully you understand what I mean, and hopefully, you know, you can use this like mentality. If you're in the shits right now, hopefully this like video like flicked the light bulb in your brain, and you're like, oh shit, like I gotta get better, like that sort of feeling. Like if this helped at least one person, it'll have been worth it. So, you know, this is good. But anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.